Or do I want to do this? No, that's ugly. Hey guys, what's up? A long time no talk, but boy do I have some updates. So this video is going to be all about my interview process. So the last video I talked about how I applied and everything, I'm pretty sure, and this video is just going to be about how I got contacted about an interview and everything else. So I got an email. No, I got a phone call about an interview, and the interview was supposed to be like some crazy, it wasn't crazy, but it was like in November, like November 13th. And of course I was like, yes, like I'm so excited, like yes, I'm coming. And so then I got another call. She actually said that somebody had dropped out of, not dropped out, but somebody couldn't make it to the interview, so she asked me if I wanted to come early. I was like, of course. So literally it was like she called me that Friday and the interview was like that Monday. And so I was like, of course. But of course I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, like this is coming up. It's like, oh my gosh. So what I did to prepare for the interview is I watched a lot of YouTube videos, but they didn't really help. I mean, I searched for a lot of videos, but I didn't really watch it. I definitely prepared questions to ask the interviewer. So I recommend you doing that. Prepare like 2 or 3 questions. And of course, what I did want to make you guys aware of is this is my interview process at my school. I don't know, or at this school. I don't know if your experience will be the same. This is just my experience. So interview outfit, that's a huge thing. So after I finally got over I'm gonna be interviewed, I had to find an outfit. So I had this skirt. It was like a plaid and it was red, gray and black. It kind of looked like the girl from Clueless, like her skirt, but it was way longer and it was knee length. And then I wore, I don't know what shirt. I wore like a plain black shirt, and then I had stockings on and I had some flats on. So you definitely do want to wear flats because most interviews include a tour of the school. However, make sure your flats are comfortable because I bought some new flats and they were hurting. I was tiptoeing by the end of the day. So just make sure that you prepare well enough, like wear some orthopedic shoes, girl, or do something because your feet are gonna be hurting. I got my outfit. So okay, the day of the interview, it was in the morning. It lasted from like 8 a.m. to 12, so it's like a 4-hour interview day, but they don't interview you for 4 hours, so don't panic. On the morning of, my car is a 2002 Acura, whatever. It is an old car. And it was cold that morning. So my car, the heater just decided that it did not want to work that day and it was freezing. I could see my breath. I was frustrated driving to the school the entire time, and then school is like, it's kind of it's like 40 minutes away from where I live, and I woke up extremely early and everything. Give yourself like an hour to get there because if you've never been there before, like okay, I have never really lived in the city like with traffic and like people crossing the streets and stuff like that. Like I go to school in the city, but I've never really experienced living in the city and driving in the city. So it was a whole different experience. It was overwhelming. I felt like I wanted to cry when I arrived there because I was just so confused. I didn't know where to park. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know where the building was. I was just so terrified and confused. And I did this all by myself. So I get there and I park in this random spot, and I'm like hoping that it's the correct spot, but I don't think it is because it said like it was parking for doctors, and I was like, well, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what to do. So I just pretended I was a doctor. I don't know. So when I got there, I was actually like a few minutes late. So I was like running, literally sprinting. So I went to the building, the nearest building next to me. It was like an eye, like optometry building, I'm not sure. And I was like, where's the pharmacy building? And they told me where to go. I got to the building. I had to cross the street. I didn't even know you could drive on the trolley tracks, whatever they are. I didn't know you could do. So I got there across the street and I walked in and I immediately saw a table and I was so nervous, and there were like people in the lobby area waiting, and of course they have like packets for everyone. I was like the second to last person to get there. The time they told us to meet at 8:30, but they actually started 15 minutes later, so they gave you a little time to be late. So I got my packet, and then they told me to wait in the lobby. So it was so awkward because all of the candidates were we were just standing in the lobby. There were 3 pharmacy students though, and they were trying to like talk to us and like get us to interact, and like it was kind of working, but then it was just kind of like, oh, like you could just feel the tension in the air. We went into this room and they basically explained to us how the day was gonna go. So basically you had like different blocks. There were like 4 blocks I think that you had. So one of the blocks was a tour of the pharmacy building, and then the other block was your actual interview, and then the next block was your essay, because you did have to write an essay. I'm not sure if that's just for this school or if that's for you, but we had to write an essay. And then the final block was, it was like a PowerPoint presentation, and it told you all about the campus and all about the other campuses, and I'll get to that later. So of course there were like 4 different groups, group A, B, C, D, and it was like 4 people in a group, and like your schedule was different, you know, obviously. So of course I was like, okay, I hope my interview is first so I can relax and everything. Guess whose interview was not first? Me. Okay, I did the PowerPoint, I took the tour, I did the essay, and then I did the interview. My interview was last, and I just didn't like that, because if I got it over with, I could relax and pay attention to the information that was coming to me, but I couldn't pay attention because I was so nervous. So first we took a tour, and that's when I realized my shoes were uncomfortable. Okay, but anyway, so we took the tour, and it's super cool. Like, you have lockers and different things like that. And I actually learned that, like, for my school, or for this school, I keep saying that, and I don't know why. It's not like I'm, you know, a student there or anything. But anyway, so for that school, each year, like for P1 year, you don't like move classes. You just are in one central class, and the teachers come to you, and that is so cool to me. So I took the tour, I enjoyed it, of course. And then next was the PowerPoint presentation. So the presentation basically just talked about the school, and it talked about the organizations that the school had, and it talked about, what else did it talk about? Okay, so at this school, every school has some kind of different process, but at this school, your P1 year is always in Memphis. So it's always at the school that you're at, like doing the interview and everything. It's always there for P1. And then for your didactic schooling, so P2 and P3, for the rest of your schooling, excluding rotations, clinicals, you can either stay at Memphis or transfer to Nashville or transfer to Knoxville. So what they did, and this was super cool, is they basically told us that they talked to us about the Memphis campus, and then they had a webcam, and the students from teachers, I'm sorry, my mind is all over the place. Students from Knoxville and Nashville talked to us about their campuses and everything that was great. They didn't actually make us decide that day. What you do is you fill out a preference form, and you choose like where you would want to be transferred. But I thought they were going to make us fill it out that day, but they didn't. Another cool thing that they told us at this school is that since there are 3 different locations, if you, let's say you took a trip to Nashville, but you were actually like going to the Memphis campus, if you had class that day, you could attend the Nashville campus and go to class. Like, everybody learns the exact same thing. Everybody's watching the exact same lectures. Like, it is just great. And I just think that is amazing, because you know how sometimes like you take the same class in high school, but it's different teachers, and then you're like, well, we didn't learn this, and then the other person's like, really? Well, we learned that. It's not like that. Everybody learns the exact same curriculum at the exact same time, exact same words, exact same everything. So they basically explained all the logistics of all of that. After that, we did the essay part, and the essay was super just, my group, we all were complaining because we were just like, how are we supposed to think about writing an essay when we have an interview after this? So the essay part, honestly, the prompt was super stupid. Like, I mean, it just didn't make any sense, and we were all just looking at each other like, what? So we wrote the essay, and then we had the interview. And I forgot to mention, in our packet, we just had this pen, and it has like orange ink because UT is like orange, and it's so cute. And this little booklet that tells you about financial aid and all that kind of stuff. And we had a name tag, and I still have mine and everything. Okay, so the interview. They had located us in different locations throughout the building. So they dropped this one girl off. We were like, good luck and everything. And then I got dropped off next, and I was so nervous. So I walked in the room, and there was a student and a faculty member. And they were both men. And I say that because I kind of felt intimidated. I don't really know why. I just think it was because, I don't know. The student was extremely nice. Like, he was so, like, we were just conversing back and forth. The faculty member, I don't really know how he perceived me. I felt like he was trying to put on an act. I'm not really sure, but we had something in common. We both played trombone, so that really helped everything. So the questions that they asked were not even like, let me think of a question that they asked. Of course, why do you want to do pharmacy? They asked me, they give you a chance in your interview. They say, are there any academic issues that you've had in the past that you would like to tell us? Because when you go into your interview, the interviewers have no idea what your PCAT score is. They don't know what your GPA is. They don't know anything about you, so that there is no bias. So they ask you that, and I just basically told them I had to retake organic chemistry. My PCAT score, I'm not happy with it. And then they were just like, if we asked you to take it again, would you take it again? And I was like, yeah. It wasn't anything, I didn't get any questions that I actually prepared for, which was crazy. Like, I didn't get any questions that I was just like, it was just kind of like a conversation. So then I prepared questions, and I basically just said, what made you choose pharmacy? I asked the teacher, why did he decide to teach pharmacy instead of practice it, and how long did he practice it, and everything like that. And I asked what was his ideal pharmacy student, and what advice do they have for pharmacy students. And so that was good. And so after my interview, I shook their hands, and I went back, and everybody, all the groups came together in one location, and the lady over admissions talked to us and basically said, right after you guys leave, we're gonna go up and discuss you guys, and you're gonna find out today if you are accepted or not. And I was just like, I mean, I told you guys that I already was admitted, blah blah blah, but like that's still nerve-wracking. So everybody was just like, oh my gosh. And I made friends with this girl. Her name is Hannah, and I got her phone number. And yeah, I do recommend making at least one friend. So they thanked us for coming, and we left. So I went through the day, and I remember I had band practice, and so the interview ended at like 12, and then I had practice at like 3:30. And I went to the bathroom. It was like 4, and I had an email from UT telling me if I got accepted or not. And so then they send you an email, and they also send you a letter. So I waited for my letter in the mail, and I have footage of me opening that letter.
Wait, let me make sure, because I'm scared. Like, bruh. Why does it say I didn't get in? I'm just kidding. It's safe. On behalf of the admissions committee, it gives me great pleasure to offer you conditional admission. And basically conditional is just, like, I have to finish my prereqs. And they gave me new stickers.
So I got into pharmacy school officially. Like, it is official. Like, you know, confetti and fireworks and everything. I am going to UT Health Science Center. And I am so so excited. Like, oh my gosh, I have one more semester of undergrad and I'm going to pharmacy school. You immediately, once you get accepted, you have to fill out the form of where you want to be transferred to. So my preferences were, number 1, I put Nashville, number 2 was Knoxville, and number 3 was Memphis. And I am going to be transferred to Nashville and I'm super excited. So next year, well, fall 2019, I will be moving to Nashville, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't be nervous about the interview. Like, it's just a conversation. And I will see you guys next time. I wish you all the best, and let me know down below your interview experience. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, give this a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.